Hey, what's going on? Danny Matta here with PT Biz, and we're in Dallas, Texas. We're visiting Brooke Miller and her practice, PeakRx PT Wellness. She's got an amazing space. She's in the ortho-pelvic niche. She has a number of clinicians, a great gym area, a whole second story that we get to check out that is doubles her space, which is pretty cool. And she's going to tell us all about what she's up to the next 5 years. Let's go check it out. All right, what's up, Brooke?
Hey, hey.
No, we don't want, you're going to shake my hand?
Okay, sorry.
Oh my God, let's slap your hand out here. All right, we're here in Dallas, Texas. We're at PeakRx PT and Wellness. This is Brooke Miller. This is her place. She is such a badass. We're so excited to show off her space. She also is one of our head coaches. She does an amazing job with businesses. So if you ever work with us, chances are she's probably going to do your onboarding call and will totally set you up for success in business. But Brooke has a really, really cool, how would you describe your niche? Like ortho-pelvic, is that like the best term?
Yeah, it's a great term for it.
Okay, cool.
For, but orthopedic at the same time.
Yeah, but like functionally, like moving, getting back to things, and has done a really good job of building out a niche with that here, as well as really scaling past yourself and building a really cool team. So how long have you been in this space? Because this is your second, or is this your third place?
It's my third space.
Third, okay.
Third space. We've been here about 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was here before you? Because this definitely, from the outside, it doesn't look like traditional, like whatever office space. It looks more like, I don't know, like maybe a restaurant or
it
like
was actually a
daycare?
chiropractic clinic.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. So, it was lots of walls, and we ended up blowing a lot of it out, but it was a chiropractic clinic before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your team size at right now? Like, what's the company look like?
We've got 4 clinicians, a personal trainer, and then we've got 4 front desk admin people.
Let's go check it out. Let's see what the space looks like. We can kind of chat a little bit about what you're doing here. So this is like the gym area, obviously. Then,
This is the gym area.
Are you guys just treating patients, or are you doing any sort of group? Like
We do. We've got what's called FitRx, which is our small group fitness training. So we have a personal trainer who does that a couple times a day, and then she also sees one-on-one.
Oh, cool.
So because we're pelvic health, we're kind of in our rooms for a lot and then out, and so we just kind of have to schedule with each other sometimes around who's out here and who's not.
Yeah.
And then we've got some overflow space upstairs that we use.
Wait, you go upstairs too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, what's like maxed out? 6, 8? How many people do you have in here at once?
Probably 6. Probably 3 providers at once.
Yeah.
And so we schedule ourselves according that way. So that's kind of the downfall, but it works for us.
Well, I think let's see all the offices, because which one's yours? Let's see.
We kind of I actually always have the bad one. I'm like the nice boss, and I give everybody the best
leaders
one.
eat last.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
That's exactly right.
So you're doing it.
So this is our biggest one. We have a kids room, so they come in and play in there, which is nice.
Is that Sven?
Yeah, it's Sven. You know Sven.
Of course, I have a daughter.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We love Risen.
Yeah, so we've got that, which is nice because all of our front desk watches the kids for them, so it's kind of like babysitting.
Which makes total sense with your niche.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if this was in like our office and it's like a bunch of, I don't know, like CrossFitters and runners, it would probably not make as much sense. But it's like, this is awesome probably for the patients that are coming in.
Oh yeah, it's been and I didn't even plan on that when we built it out. So we've got this treatment room. Yeah, so it's just pretty standard. This is our big one. Yeah, so we've got a second one in here, and they're all pretty the same. We added we didn't want it to be clinical, pelvic health. You want them to feel like they're kind of in their home.
Yeah.
So it's not like the gym aspect, but so just wanted it to be a little homier.
All right, so this is room number 3.
This is room number 3. So similar, yep, same stuff here. And then we've got an identical room number 4 now.
And then upstairs is a big open space?
You'll see.
Holy shit, this is big up here.
I know. So we have this, so we get to one person comes up here, and then our trainer will come up here and train people up here too.
What percent of the business is fitness, sort of non-physical therapy or clinical, and what percent is actual patient care, patient visit, stuff like that?
I think for us right now, it's maybe 75, 25.
Yeah.
Probably.
PT heavy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
still 25%, it's great.
Yeah.
That's
it's awesome.
Big chunk.
Yeah.
So this is 6 more rooms.
It is. So,
but
I've got my office where I do my onboarding calls and
talk
to you guys.
Yes, nice. Okay.
And then we actually have a wellness room, and then another, come look and see. These, we're actually going to get rid of these 2 because they're too small.
Yeah,
We've got overflow. So this is where my daughter takes naps.
Here or here?
In that room in the pack and play.
Nice.
And then this room, you can see it was all attic space that they You can turn the light on.
This would be a perfect nap room.
I
like
know.
just anywhere up here because there's no windows.
I
right?
know.
Oh my
So
God.
this is where Haley normally goes over like the in-body scans with them. Like they'll come and sit up here and talk through.
So, okay, this is awesome.
Thank you.
But you didn't start here,
Yep.
right? So your first office was sublease space in a gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long were you there before the second place? And then like what was, because I don't remember what the second place looked like, but obviously it's a stepping stone sort of location here. So
Yeah.
what does that history of your like offices look like?
I was at the gym for about 1.5 years, and then moved literally right next door, and it was about a 1,300 square foot little just retail spot, and it was awesome. Like I loved it, but we had 2 treatment rooms, and we outgrew that like
Yeah, because that's
almost
you and one
immediately.
other person, maybe part-time, like, you know,
Yes.
staff room. Yeah.
So we ended up getting 2 more providers. There was 3 of us, and we were just crammed in there. That was when we started looking for this space.
Yeah.
So
The ability to like build a business, see patients, have like growth, like that seems really hard to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how are you able to juggle all that?
Well, I have a great partner who has totally encouraged me and helped me, and he's invaluable and the best person ever. I think obviously PT Biz was huge. For me, I needed to have things told to me. Like I didn't have time to figure it out on my own, and so that was obviously a very, very big part of this. And then I think for me, it's like I just have to put my blinders on and know like I'm not going to go as fast as maybe the person next to me or have all the time in the world to do all the things that I feel like I need to do.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's like and even here, it's like I have to stop myself. It's like, why did I do this in the first place? And it's like, it's like just finding that balance and not being mad or frustrated with myself if I can't be the best business owner. But it's because I'm a mom and I want to do that. So
Do you feel like you're like in cruise mode a bit more than like crazy growth mode right now?
Yes.
Because I think getting to this state, like the space can feel really stressful if you're like, one, you're trying to grow into a space, which can feel really stressful. But I think the more challenging problem is when you're busted at the seams and you're struggling to find a place.
Yeah.
And that it just can feel so energy draining and just costly.
Yeah.
So at this point, do you feel like you've got kind of clear sailing for a little bit?
I think so. I feel that way. There's always things that I feel like kind of come up and make me feel a little bit like I'm drowning. But I think for the most part, and that's what I have to stop myself and be like, don't let that stuff drown you.
Yeah.
Like I need to be able to coast and enjoy this and smooth sailing, like you said, where there's always something to worry about. But no, I think I've got my people in place. I can step back from treating a little bit more and do the things that I want to do and just enjoy it.
What's been cool for us has been, we have a maternity leave policy. We have resources for, women that are expanding their family and also not just like, how do you effectively get through this period, but also like, how do you manage like being a mother afterward and running a business? And like, we can pseudo relate as being parents, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And to have you be able to like spearhead that. And also for us to just be like, Brooke knows what she's talking about. Like, let's let her do what she thinks is best. That's been awesome.
Yeah.
So but like, what have you, because I do think that is an underserved community and most people are just like, well, you can have a family or you can have a business, right? And I don't think that that's the case. I think you can definitely make it work, and you're a good example of that. So what have you found, because you've worked with a lot of women at this point,
100%.
what have you found in terms of like lessons learned from maybe even what you would have gone back and like done differently or what you're teaching them now?
Yeah. I think for me, it's taking the time to like stop and think like best case, worst case scenario, which is what you guys have me do. And anytime something comes across like my plate, if you will, of like having people like plan out like what is your ideal maternity leave, and then like what does it take to get there, right? And I think so much of the time people think it's like, oh, I need to hire so that I can go do this, and it's like, hold on, like let me sit and talk with you through that, because like with hiring comes leadership and all of this stuff, right? And so I think for me, I've had 2 completely different maternity leave experiences since owning my business. And so I feel like I've been able to experience kind of both ends of the spectrum of how to do that. And so I think it's always just, hey, let me like lay out the options for you and just know like nothing is going to go to plan. It's all going to be completely chaos for you. Just like you know what it's like to have a kid. Like you can't plan on anything, right? And just, again, giving yourself grace in that. And then it's just cool to see, honestly, like women across our group like having really strong opinions on like what they want. Like you have some who are like, no, I want 12 weeks of nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, great, let's talk about that. How can we make that happen for you? Versus like, no, I'm ready to grind and I want to keep pushing, which is like, hey, I like that too. Like, well, how can we make that work for you?
What does this place look like 5 years from now if it's the absolute home run for you? Like what's Peak driving towards? Like what's the mission of it?
I would love to I want this to be like the staple. You have any pelvic health concern, I want this to be in our area, our tri-city area, where it's like, this is just a name brand. I would love to be able to have 8 people here that I could provide careers for, where they can treat people the way that they want, be smart and to be creative in their treatment. That's what I would love. I would love to just have this place rocking and rolling, and that way I can just...
Yeah. Are you going to keep treating patients, or are you just going to be managing, kind of...
Oh, I love treating patients, so...
Yeah. So you're always like a couple days a week at least?
Yeah, I think a couple days a week.
I mean, you went to school for a long time to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very personally rewarding. I feel like that's one of the few things that is just so directly personally rewarding, where this person is like, I couldn't do this, X, Y, and Z is very important to me, and now I can. This is awesome, right?
100%.
Like it is probably the best part of the profession. So I could see why you would not want to give that totally up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Brooke, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for showing us your space, letting us chat with you about business and kind of pick your brain a little bit. This has been, one of my favorite clinic tours. You're definitely one of my favorite people in terms of who we had a chance to work with, but also just selfishly, like I'm so thankful to get a chance to coach or have someone like you as a coach on our team. And just for us, it's funny you talk about like, giving up, the ability to like treat patients and you want things done a certain way. We've had to do the same thing on the coaching side. And it's just crazy how we get to work with such smart people. So we're very fortunate, and it's amazing to see what you've done. So guys, hope you like this one. Brooke, thank you so much again, and we'll catch you on the next one.